morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Bonjour, guten Morgen, ohayo gozaimasu, goedemorgen, buenos dias. Anyway, good morning and welcome to the September/October newsletter for Naked Clay Ceramics. I'm Carla, I am Naked Clay Ceramics. I don't do videos. This is kind of new stuff, but I've been trying to do the newsletter for ages and there's just so much stuff, there's so much been going on. I thought it might be an idea to do it this way, to do the video. It means that you can get on with other things like going and make your cup of coffee while listening to me chunter on. And yeah, hopefully you'll get a little peek at the studio. What I'm going to do first of all though is, for those of you kind of short on time, some bullet points. Let me start with pre-ordering. I've been thinking about the idea of pre-ordering because I know sometimes it's a bit of a rush when the shop opens to get what you want. So what I'm hoping to do, it's not what I wanted to do and you'll find out why later, but what I'm going to try and do is, around about mid-October, I will open the shop so that you can have a browse. So you'll be able to see what's in the next stock update, but you won't be able to buy it yet. But you'll be able to, I don't know whether it'll be a couple of days, a week, but you'll be able to look around the shop, see what's there. I will try and put numbers in, but I don't know if that's possible. So that you know whether there's 4 plates or 40, well, it won't be 40 plates, but you know, you have an idea. And then once you've been able to have a browse and see what's there and see what's available, I will open the shop proper. What will most likely happen is you'll get a code and then you'll be able to go into the shop, and that way it's exclusively for you, the subscribers. So you'll get a code, you'll be able to go into the shop and pre-order and buy what you want, and delivery will be from the end of November onwards. Overseas customers will get priority for obvious reasons, because last year, you know, some stuff took 2 months to get to you, and I apologise for that. And I do also need to remind you, if you're an overseas customer, that it is possible that you will get charged at your end for customs and handling. I'm really sorry. There is nothing I can do about that. I do have to fill in a lot of customs paperwork and put codes on stuff, and I can't lie about, you know, what's in there and the value. They want weights and values of everything, and so yeah, I do understand that it makes it more costly for you, and I'm really sorry about that. I've got some dates for events for you. I will do those at the end so that we can get started and get going around. I'm going to try and keep an eye on the time. I'm going to try and be quick because I know you don't want to be kind of sitting watching this forever. So forgive the clunky camera work. There's going to be a lot of poking things and me trying to turn things around and trying to keep the iPad straight with one hand while I poke things with the other hand. But yeah, and here we have our first problem. I can't turn this around. So here we go. This is the studio. Since March, I have been desperately trying to make my slip, which is liquid clay. And I don't know if you know, but I slip cast the mugs and the bowls, most of the bowls, all of the mugs, almost all of the mugs, and the bowls, I slip cast. So basically I make my liquid clay and I pour it into moulds and give it a certain amount of time, and the clay absorbs the water out of the liquid and makes kind of a shell on the outside while the inside's liquid. And then I pour it out and then I fettle and fiddle and make the handles and stuff. This is how the clay usually arrives. This is my clay stash. So this is my black clay. And this is the clay that you know to fiddle with and mould, and it's very malleable, and throwers put it on their wheel and homogenise it and do great things with it. I hand build with it, and I also roll it out and dry it, which is a long process, and then try and grind it up. and then use that to make the liquid clay. Liquid clay is a process. If you just add water to this ground stuff, it doesn't go liquid, it just makes a horrible great sludge. And you have to add things called deflocculants, which persuade the clay, short version, to turn into a liquid. I've gone through about 100 kilos of clay trying to do that, convinced that I'm doing something wrong, that the deflocculants, I bought new deflocculant, blah, blah, blah. And I finally managed to get hold of the technical department of the suppliers, who spoke to the people who actually dig it out of the ground in Italy. And they said, yeah, it's changed a bit and we've had to change the formulation. And you know what? We can't make any slip with it. So we are now saying that we don't recommend it for making slip. Thanks, guys. So basically, I can't make slip anymore. Or the slip that I do make, which this has been sitting here for 5 minutes and it's still a liquid. Give it another 5 minutes, it will turn to gel. Because the amount of deflocculant determines when it goes to liquid and how long it stays like that. And I have managed to do something with it, but it's so full of sodium that it's basically corroding the moulds. These are the moulds, these are the vase moulds. And you see this lovely furry white stuff here. These are crystals. It's not mould, they're actual crystals. I'm going to try and touch one and not drop the iPad. There we go. They're crystals. I think it's calcium sulfate, but I have to do my chemistry again and figure out what it is. But basically it's reacting with the plaster, and give it a few, a couple of goes, and the plaster will just start falling apart and pitting, and the moulds will get destroyed. Think of it like if you had a cake and you had to add like a teaspoon of baking powder to make it rise. And then they changed the flour, and then you had to add like 6 tablespoons of baking powder to get it to rise. It would rise, but it would be so disgusting you wouldn't be able to eat it, and that's effectively what's happened here. So I've got a couple of buckets of this, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. What it means for you is, let me just show you. So liquid normally gets poured in here. I leave this for a certain amount of time, like normally about 25 minutes. Pour it out, and what you've got is the shell, which then hardens and dries and shrinks away, and then you can pop it out. And there's your thing, which, as you can see, is still quite rough, and then you fiddle and fettle it. It's not supposed to look like this, though. And that is this stuff. It's basically just corrosive. What it means is that I can no longer slip cast the mugs, or the wide bowls, or the smaller bowls, or indeed the vases and the dippers. This is what I've done with the stuff that I've managed to make, and it's pretty disgusting. It's not supposed to look like this. Let me just kind of get there. It's not supposed to look like this at all. I have managed to get them to come out, but I have no idea what they're going to be like. Handling them already, they're incredibly brittle. I don't know whether they'll survive the first firing, and even if they survive the glaze firing, I don't know what they're going to do with the glaze, because they will be shrinking and expanding at different rates now to the glaze, which I specifically formulated to fit the expansion and contraction of the clay as it goes through the process. So I've no idea what's going to happen with that. If I'm lucky, I'll get these fired and they'll be available for you. If not, and it's quite possible not, I'm really sorry, but there are going to be no more dippers, meditation sets, which I love and which I was just kind of really getting into doing. And there will be no more slip cast bowls and mugs. These mugs, these are the workshop mugs. Let me reach in there. This is one of the ones that got trashed in when the kiln broke down. But the workshop mugs I hand make anyway. So what I'm going to be doing now is hand making the mugs, these regular mugs. They'll be a little bit heavier, but they'll be the same design and shape. maybe a little bit heavier, a bit thicker, until I get the hang of trying to get them back to the way they were. I won't be trying to hand make the wide and the bowls because they're a little more fiddly to do hand making. I may end up doing some, but just a different shape. So I do apologise about that, especially if you were looking forward to getting some more. The plates, they're okay, they're safe. They're hand built anyway, so I'll be doing some more plates and platters, and I'll be doing some more of the servers. I didn't do many last time, but there will be some more of the kind of serving bowls. So that's what I'll be doing. Apologies about that. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future, whether I'll just carry on just hand building the mugs. Much as I love hand building, it does take a bit longer to do them that way, and I won't be able to do as many. On the plus side, I've been working quite hard to try and get some bowls for the white clay, for the porcelain. And I've come up with some shapes. You can see them here. The porcelain is okay. I just buy the porcelain slip. So as long as I stick to the same supplier, I'm okay. But yeah, I'm quite excited about these. I did some hand-built models and make some molds. They've survived the first firing, so they haven't kind of distorted too much. But I don't know how they'll be after the glaze firing, when it gets really seriously hot, and they do tend to get kind of they get quite flexible and start waving about and doing the dance. So they may just warp themselves into oblivion again, and they'll be a totally useless shape. So please cross fingers, cross toes, cross anything you've got that it works. Because if it does, then we'll have some new shape bowls. And also I'm trying to do some side plates and platters in the porcelain, which will be a little bit thinner than they have been up to now. So yeah, that's what I've been busy doing. If they are successful, the mugs, I mean, this buttermilk, I love this buttermilk. I do love it. I love it. I love it. When it works properly, it's great. When it doesn't, it's a pain in the rear end. I'm going to carry on doing them, but in very limited numbers now. And what I'm moving towards is just using a very plain, transparent glaze on the inside. So these, I would like to start with a very transparent, just a clean single glaze. And these are the colours that I'm looking at. I particularly like these kind of, bear with me, these pale, sort of, that's a celadon green and celadon blue. I do love this kind of warm grey. What I may try and do is make it a little less dense, so a little less concentrated than that. Other options are this kind of, okay. I'm trying to reach it. It's a kind of like a gentle honey-ish yellow. I'm not sure about that. I'm trying to think about what it's like to eat, you know, to have your Greek salad on it. You know, I don't know what you eat, but whatever I eat. The red and the green I do like, but they're quite vibrant. So yeah, let me know what you think. If you want some vibrancy, if you want some rubies and roses, or this kind of verdant green, then yeah, let me know. But I'll be aiming kind of mainly to do some neutrals and maybe just do some of the stronger colours as additions to the family. Yeah, and let me know what you think about that yellow. Would you have yellow in your kitchen? Yeah, let me know. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to try and take you back now and do a bit of a speak to camera. I'm sure there's something I've forgotten, but I can't think what. So yeah, bear with me while I now attempt to turn this around. It's not going to happen. There we are. We're back. Yeah, we're back. So, as I said, pre-orders, I will try and open the shop for you to browse mid-October. My first event this year is an online event with the Slow Living Guide with Marilyn. It's something that I really, really feel strongly about, and it's lovely to be involved with. Marilyn's put together a collection of makers, hand makers, who make goods slowly, intentionally, things that will contribute to the wellness of your life, the wellness of all of our lives. They're usually made with ethical thought, with ethical materials, and yeah, they're intentional and slow, a bit like me. So yeah, check out the slowlivingguide.co.uk. First online event, 16th, 17th of October, and bear with me because I now need to look at dates and things. I will try and get the shop open for you to browse before the Slow Living Guide, but yeah. So Slow Living Guide online, 16th and 17th. I will send you a link when that opens. After that, in Body, my first in-person events will be, let me see, so the 20th and 21st of November, I'll be back in Wakefield at the Hepworth Gallery. So looking forward to seeing everyone up there again. I have missed that. It's always been a joy going up there. So yeah, I'll be seeing you again 16th and 17th. No, 20th and 21st. 20th, 21st of November, Hepworth Gallery, Wakefield. The next one will be Brighton, I believe. Yep. So I'll be doing Made Brighton at St Bartholomew's Church. It's not a kind of a big posh thing, but it's a nice, warm, hopefully a friendly, quieter one. It's Friday the 26th, Saturday the 27th. And then I will be whizzing back on the train and then going up to Birmingham for Sunday the 28th, where I'll be doing Paper Dolls Handmade. So again, Birmingham, hello. It's been a while, but yeah. If you're anywhere around Birmingham, come see us. We'll be at the Custard Factory in Digbeth, which is hilarious. I used to live around there, and it was not a nice place to be, but of course, like everything else, it's been gentrified. So yeah, if you're around Birmingham, come see us at Digbeth. And then after that hectic weekend, I will be on the 5th of December. Yep, I'll be doing Beautiful and Useful at the Garden Museum, which I want to say Fulham. It's kind of Fulham-y, kind of Wandsworthy, some Lambethy. Anyway, it's kind of central London. So if you want a day out in London, December the 5th, again, some all handmade, beautiful stuff, put together by Natasha. And yeah, so I'll see you there. I will bullet point these in the newsletter. I will also put them in the next newsletter, and there'll be a nice recipe for some onion soup for you in there. And I think that's it. I've probably forgotten stuff. Sorry. But yeah, it's been nice chatting to you. I hope this hasn't been too boring or too eye-crossing for you. Yeah, have a good day and see you soon.